you have eyes like mine and you have issues with putting on eye makeup, I have a couple of suggestions that hopefully will help. Hello, so this is me with zero makeup on. I am tired looking for sure. And yes, I did pick on a spot yesterday. First things first, let's go ahead and cover this gorgeous spot that I decided I had to give myself yesterday. And had no patience to let the spot heal on its own. So I'm just putting some concealer, let it dry down, then blend it out. And then, while you're so amazingly close to me, let's add some concealer under the eye so we look less haggard. Not that we don't look haggard, just less. That already helped quite a bit. Okay, first important thing is eye primer at all times because my lids are folded, they get oily. There's gonna be a lot of contact between them, so I need to make sure I'm primed and ready. So you could see when I open my eyes fully, my eye fold covers a lot of surface area and you can only see about, a sliver of skin left. So my approach is to try to keep that area as minimal and clean as possible. Let my eyelashes play a part. Let my eyes do most of the talking. Don't cover the structure that I have here. So first solution is I already put the primer. I'm gonna put a cream shadow, a very neutral colored one. Again, I'm not gonna go in with really crazy thick eyeliner to cover what I've got. I wanna try to enhance what I have. So here I'm gonna take a Giorgio Armani eye tint. It says number 22, I don't know what that means, so I have to look up that color. But you see I'm gonna concentrate it closer to the lash line and use a brush, use a brush to blend it out with very soft, controlled strokes, concentrating it more on the lash line and then going upward to diffuse the color. Now, in my opinion, for my eyes, I don't like to go too far up, but I want to make sure when I open my eye, you can actually see the color. So the trick is to try to get it to, I think it's called your orbital bone, which is about right here for me. That's kind of my stopping point, and using the rest of the color to blend it out. So I'll take some of that leftover color and just put a tiny bit under my eye. I don't recommend putting dark liner underneath or dark eyeshadow. I know that sometimes that helps certain eye shapes put more depth, but for me, I think that if I put dark and dark, it's gonna make my eyes look smaller and more closed off. Okay, next part is eyeliner, which to me is one of the most important parts for my eyes. As you can see, when you look up close, my eyes are not the same at all. One is puffier than the other, one folds in a little differently, and it also changes pretty much every day. If I've had too much water, if I have too much sleep, not enough sleep, it all varies. These folds are very sensitive, as you could see when I kind of slow down the blinking. I don't know if I'm in focus. Okay. You can see there's like an additional fold on the inside, on both sides, and they're different. So that fold changes all the time. Okay. So to help combat that, I would take a liquid liner, which tends to stay the best on my eyes. Powder tends to catch on the fold easier and it starts to smudge on top. Liquid liner does it too, just less. Gel's about the same. Pencil's the same as my powder. Once it starts touching that upper fold, it's a creasy mess. So I'm gonna take my liquid liner, any liner of your choice, and I usually start, as you've seen probably in other videos, you wanna go about midway to your eyes and you wanna taper. So for my eyes and the limited fold space I have, I'm gonna make my line as thin as possible. So I'm gonna start off about midway following the lash line all the way down, like so. And then I get to decide how I want my wing. It changes all the time. But for the most part, I'll follow that lower lash line, that direction, and go upward a little. Okay, how do I show you and not make a mess? Okay, so I'll make the wing. And then this area, instead of it checker marking upward, I'm trying to figure out where I'm not blurry. Instead of it checker marking upward, I'm gonna raise my eyebrow and I'm gonna connect it just a little at the base. I may have to fix that off camera later. I can't really see. But the point is, I created a little more depth at the base of my lashes about here. Let me use a different pointer brush so you could see. Right about here, I created a little more depth, like thicker line here, but everything here towards my eye and here outside my eye is thinner. And so for me, I feel like that way it defines my eye, it gives me more length and thickness, but it's not overwhelming my eyes. So I've done my liner and you can kind of see it a little bit better up close, tapered it very close to the lash line, pulled down to follow the eyes. I winged it however angle, however length you want. I'm like a good 1/4 inch or so away from my eye, and then I will connect them, thickening only towards here. So it almost is like a check mark, but I kind of make a thicker check here and then taper at the wing, taper at the base of the eye. And as you can see, once I open, Jesus, I don't know how to use this camera still. When I open my eyes, you could see most of my lid space is still there, and that's the goal. I want to prevent anything from really touching that lid space, having it go under the fold. Again, once it goes under the fold, for me, as I blink and talk throughout the day, my lids get oily, so it becomes a very creasy mess. As you can see also, now that I'm up close and personal and hopefully not too blurry, I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure this out, but you can see my eyes are very different shapes. This side looks a little bit rounder, this side looks a little bit more almondy. So the liners, I'm gonna have to go back and adjust accordingly. Like this one, I might wanna pull the wing out more and thicken just a little bit more here just to give the illusion that they look the same. So I'll make that adjustment in a little bit. But moving on, now that my whole eyelid is done. Now if you wanna add shadow, you wanna add more liner, you wanna add, you know, a little extra sparkle, whatever you wanna do it before you get to your eyelash curler, because once you get to your curler, I think we're done. Like no more touching the eyelid, no more touching the liner. For eyelashes, I like to use the Shiseido eyelash curler. I think that this one's one of the best ones, especially for my eyes. My eye's pretty flat, as you can see. So this eyelash curler really helps that. Oh my God, the lighting on the camera. I'm trying to look at the reflection, but the point is, it's a very flat eyelash curler, which matches me perfectly. Look at that. Look at that. It's like a puzzle piece. It fits. So find the eyelash curler that fits your eye shape and fits your face. But for me, it's this guy. I am going to try to attempt to show this. Bear with me. So what I do is go put the eyelash curler in. How do I show you this? Hold on. God, this is so up close and personal, and you can see my spot better. But anyway, I'm gonna show you on my lashes here. Again, I am so sorry if it gets blurry. I'm trying my best. So eyelash curler, what I do is, because my eye's so flat and this eyelash curler fits me perfectly in that way, I'm gonna open the eyelash curler and I'm going to put it against my eyelid. I'm gonna lift my eye a little bit. If you could see, my eyelashes are lifting with my curler. I blinked. And I'm going to go to the base of the lashes and very gently just pump. Gentle pump. And as I release, I'm gonna pump upward until I'm done. Okay, so I curled both sides. You can kind of see them now. So the way I curl them is probably not how everyone's gonna do it because my eyes are so flat. I don't have this nice swoopy eyelash motion that probably other people might. So what I do is I curl them a lot, and I curl them like really tight against my lid. So on the profile side, nothing exciting. It looks like I've curled them too much, maybe you might say. But when I look straight at you, I think you could see the eyelashes a lot better and they're more pronounced. Now they're sticking up above the fold, so I think that it creates a nicer flutter effect when I'm talking to someone. Now let's enhance it more with some mascara. I think you could tell that my eyelashes are very thin, and in my opinion, they're very weak. They need help. They're not building muscle here. There's no gains for these lashes. So I tend to do a couple of different things. One, I will use something that is going to help me hold the curl. So whether it be, this is my Judy doll that I just dropped, or a waterproof mascara. But regardless of whatever I use, here's my pro tip. Not pro, here's my tip. Here's my amateur tip. Very thin layers. The way people build up thin layers on their foundations and whatnot, that's what I want to do for my mascara because my lashes can't handle it. If no matter what product I use, if I layer too much too quickly, they will drop. So one tip that I did find online that was super helpful is to have a mirror, put it down when you're doing your mascara, look down, tilt your head back, look down, and apply, and it really helps hold the curl. So I'm gonna use my Judy doll. You use whatever you want. Where am I not blurry? I'm gonna look down, and I'm literally gonna apply the thinnest layer of mascara. That's it. Okay, let's do the other eye. Am I blurry? I need one of those cameras that just autofocus. Oops, I touched my face. Now I have mascara on my cheek, which is also another annoying problem that I deal with all the time because of how my eyes are. This eye tends to have mascara touch my cheek a lot, just because of how it's shaped. Alrighty, so I put on my first layer. I have my Tweezerman lash comb, and I'll comb out any areas that got a little clumpy, because I like the separation. You want to be very careful. And I find that when I do this method, I may not have done it as well because I can't really see, but I don't get product on my eyelid like I normally would when I do mascara. So I'm gonna look straight, and you can see that when I'm talking to you, you can see my lashes. They look more pronounced, and they look maybe longer than they are. And I'm gonna layer with different mascara products once this has dried. Let me do my brows really quick because they look like a patchy mess right now. Alrighty, so couple more coats of mascara very thinly, and we are done. What you could also do if you want to enhance a little bit more is I would suggest if you have a light cream, I have a lighter concealer that I had purchased and it doesn't necessarily fit all over my face, so I do use it for the inner waterline. You don't have to, but if you would like to, you could place it, how do I do this and not poke my eyes out? Just at the inner corner for a very natural color. And then for my eyes, I don't like to put too much on the bottom. Like I said, it overwhelms my eyes. So I'll take any, either a light eyeshadow color, or you could use a cream shadow, but I would use something lighter. I would not go with anything too dark. And I would literally just place it right at the middle of my lash line, like so. I don't go too inward. Oh, and I also do like something with a slight shimmer, but I don't go with anything too close to the lash line in here, because once I start putting here, one, the way my eyes close, it creases a lot here, so it definitely will start to crease all over or smudge. And two, I think that the more I put on this side, it closes my eyes off and it makes it look a little ashy. So I don't like that. I could go in here a little bit, but I feel like just at the center of my eye creates this really nice pop, and it's just enough for me. So I'll take some mascara, and make sure you scrape as much mascara as you can off the side that you're gonna apply. And I will just put a little bit on my lower lash line. I like when my lashes are really fanned out. So some mascara here. I'm gonna have to do it off camera because I really can't see. Look at that. When I put my mascara here, my whole eye is covered. So be right back. So here is the finished eye. That's pretty much the eye look. I hope that's helpful. That's pretty much all I had to say for that. So thanks for watching. If you want to stick around and hang out while I finish the rest of my makeup, totally welcome to. I'm just going to ramble at this point, so I don't think this is going to be as helpful. I'm using my Makeup Forever HD Skin Face Essentials palette. I think everyone's seen this at this point. I got it during the sale that they were having, and I don't normally do complexion products much, but I'm getting older now, and I feel like suddenly my view on things are changing. Like, I used to hate complexion products, hate with a passion, because I didn't like how they felt on my skin. I still don't love how they feel on my skin, but I don't hate them anymore because I feel like now I could see the value, now I appreciate it more. And now that I'm older, my skin issues are very different. Like, I definitely have more fine lines than I used to, and I've come to appreciate bronzer. Now, culturally, I don't know if anyone feels the same way, but culturally, it was always preferred to have a lighter skin tone, so bronzer to me made absolutely no sense. But of course, you know, I understand it now, and it makes you look a lot healthier. But at the time, when I was younger, I was like, you want to pay money to look darker? I don't understand. Again, you know, now it makes sense. Now I want to look healthy. I do not wear bronzer every day. If I feel like it, I'll put it on. If I feel like putting a little more effort in the mornings. But I do work in a corporate office, so I typically don't do too much. I don't like to have too much makeup on, and I don't want to look like I have too much makeup on because I'm talking to executives, I'm talking to clients sometimes when I'm on site. Oh, by the way, rambling aside, I just bought this pretty recently from Yes Style, and it's called the Jelly Dough Blusher from Holika Holika. It's a very, to me, unique product because it is like a bouncy, jelly, doughy, exactly as the description describes. And it's very luminous and bright and pretty, but it doesn't last very long. So I think if you layer this with a powder blush on top, then here, I don't know how the lighting is right now. Probably not great. So I'm just gonna apply that stamped once. I don't know if you could see. That's bright. That's like, oh, bright. It's so pretty, but I think by 5 hours, 4 hours, something like that, you're gonna start to notice some of it's kind of worn off and it becomes slightly patchy. It's fine though, like to me it's easy to reapply, so it's not a big deal. I did try it with a powder on top and I think it made a difference. It lasted a lot longer, but the luminosity doesn't stay the same when you put a powder on top, so I am still testing it out. I don't know if I necessarily recommend it quite yet, but I will say after using it, this is my fourth or fifth time using it right now, and I think that it's a really pretty color. I think that even if it doesn't last beyond, let's say, 5 hours, it's still a really good product, and I would choose to travel with it, especially to a hot climate. it really sinks into the skin well, so. I don't know if you can see that, but there you go. There I go. I'm gonna put a little bit here and a teeny tiny bit on my nose. Yeah, I'm rambly, so I don't remember what I was just saying, but I know that, because I work in an office, so I can't or don't want to go too wild with my makeup. Like when I look online and I see girls do, you know, very excessive makeup. They call it office makeup, but I'm like, no one in the office is actually gonna wear that. It's too much. I can wear fake lashes every day if I wanted to, but I can't because me, myself, one, I'm too lazy, two, it's uncomfortable, three, it's too much on my eyes. So I was looking for options that it looked more natural and yet professional. Like you did do something, but you didn't go nuts. I'm using this CoverGirl Outlast. What are you? Stylo? It's a lip liner. Oh, Outlast Lip Stain. It has a smell. It's like a candy smell. I don't really like candy smells in my stuff. But it works well. And if I want to, I can smudge it out. I also feel like my lips are uneven. One side is fuller than the other side, so I feel like I have to draw it out more, but then the way my lips are shaped, it's like it flips weird. I got a lot of complaints about my face, but you know what? As you get older too, this is, by the way, Charlotte Tilbury Walk of Shame. As you get older, you have to, by default, accept what you have. Am I too close? Hold on. I feel like as you get older, you have to accept how you are, because if you don't, it's not worth spending so much time and energy, you know, obsessing over certain things. Life's too short. So get over it. Let's accept what you've got or do something about it. And move on to other things in life, because you got plenty of other things to worry about, so. Are we looking okay? Am I over blushed? I don't care. Let me put a little bit of something balmy for a sheen. Okay, I think I'm good. I'm still trying to figure out my hair, but I think I'm good. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful in some way for somebody. And yeah, ta-da! My everyday look. Okay, have a good one. Take care. Bye.